Hello, people. Hope you're having a wonderful day. So, for people that are first timers on here, thank you so much for taking the time to come on. Whether you're watching this on YouTube as a subscriber, please take the time to like and comment. Or you might be watching me here on my Robin's Healing Business Facebook page. As well, I have a Robin's Healing Herbs Facebook page. So, if you're looking for more natural products or guidance that way, I can guide you along. As well, I have an Instagram page, Robin's Healing. You'll probably see it as Robin's Healing Psychic because I also do readings and help people in numerous types of ways. So, if you're looking to practice more ego, shadow work, things like that, then you're in the right place. And if you don't know what ego work or shadow work is, now's a great time to learn. So, that being said, if you're hopping on, please let me know that you are watching. And today we're going to kind of also talk about how to connect more to your intuition. So, the first time I ever really started to identify with what the intuition was, for me, I would have been about 7. I'm going to say 7. I remember being in the shower and just for some reason something about running water, and as I was kind of like in the water and then getting out of the water, I just noticed that it was like I was hearing messages, and I had a really hard time with this because I was thinking, am I losing my mind? And I'm so young, and I'm really not understanding this because it's not like people really talk about this in my era anyway. It's not like parents really were teaching you, how to really listen to messages that you're hearing in your head, etc. So, just want to make sure everything's set up here. Okay. So that was kind of my first experience. I would just feel like there was something almost off, and it wasn't off at all. It was just new to me. So if this is new to you as well, trust that when you are hearing as if someone is speaking to you directly, it might be that you are not just intuitive, but you might be also clairaudient. For people that don't know what clairaudient is, it's when we are able to actually hear messages through our ears. So it might come in as a song. You might just start singing a song that comes into your ear chakra. And we'll say it's I heard it through the grapevine or something. I heard it through the grapevine. And that message, that song just comes in directly. And you might actually take the initiative to vocalize the song that you're hearing. So you're taking action on the message. And then 2 seconds later, you turn on the radio and that exact song is on. And somebody might say, "Oh my gosh, that's freaky," or "That's creepy." But what it is it's just showing you that in a way it's that you're very aware or in sync with timing. And sometimes we have deja vu, or we'll have aha moments where we just really feel like, okay, I'm really where I'm supposed to be. And this can get really confusing for a lot of people because if you believe in past lives, you might find that it's like sometimes you're walking in places that you've been before, right? And then that's kind of like the deja vu feeling, is you feel like you've been exactly where you were before. And when we're really, really clairvoyant, meaning you can see like visions of what's going to happen before it happens, similar to a premonition. This can come in through visual artists and things like that. Say hello if you're watching. Let me know if you're clairaudient or if you're clairvoyant or if you know that yourself. Are you intuitive, etc. And also, do you know what shadow work is? Okay. So, if we're strong clairvoyants, um, then what will happen is we might be able to dream about something that's going to happen. And then when we actually take action throughout our day and listen to our intuition, listen to those messages saying, go here or go there, that sort of thing. You might even feel it in your actual body. You might be claircognizant as well. So it's just that inner knowing. And so I think it's important to identify with these different clairs yourself and how you understand um, messages, I guess, that are coming to you so you can start following along that path. So, hi, Samantha. So, let us know. Um, are you, what are you? Are you an empath? Are you clairvoyant, clairaudient? Do you relate to this? And also, we're talking about ego as well. So, right away, I'm getting like a lot of energy in my chest, and it feels very fear related. Okay. So, I don't want to go off topic too much as I was talking about dreams, but just be mindful that when we dream that they are solutions to our problems, and if we can really start tying in and remembering our dreams and looking them up, and also being mindful that when we're listening to our intuition and we stay on that path, you're going to start to realize that you've dreamt these things before. Okay. So it can get really confusing. But I believe that this is just your soul or your spirit telling you, hey, like you're where you're meant to be. Okay. And often we need that reassurance in life to help us with direction and decision making. So we don't have to make a big stink about it. It doesn't mean that you're any more better than anybody else if you're doing these things or if you are these things, because we all have it. And it's just really, really important, I think, to keep your energy levels up and keep following that path. Okay. So when fear comes up, this can come up as well through nightmares as well. So if you have a lot of nightmares, that's actually a positive thing, because a lot of times if there's really negative things coming up through your dreams, it often means that we're letting go of fears. That so again, if you believe in past life, it might be that you're letting go of past life fear, negative things that have happened to you in the past. It could also be related to like friendships or exes and things like that, and sometimes our dreams just do not make any sense, and that's okay. But I do feel like during sleep time, it's really important to go to bed with a clear mind. So if you can do any type of meditation or any type of relaxation exercise, I sell like sprays and things like that that you can spray on you or work with essential oils before bed. That's really helpful. For me, I go into my Akashic Records, as Samantha is also a part of that program that I teach as well. And when I go into my Akashic Records, we can set intentions before bed as well. There's also tons of hypnosis and things that you can do for better sleep, but we can also set intentions to remember our dreams or to clear specific fears and stuff like that. So if you feel like you're upset because you had a nightmare, your child's having a nightmare, it's actually a beautiful thing. So just be mindful of what it is that you were letting go of. Okay. So even though it might be a little upsetting or disturbing, these are things that are telling you that you're actually moving further ahead on your spiritual journey. Okay. I am clairsentient, claircognizant, and a little clairvoyant. Awesome. Um, so what I'm getting right now is I'm getting a feeling. So I want to say claircognizant. As Samantha is also saying, she feels energy in her actual body, that just inner knowing, etc. So right now I'm feeling energy in my like my mouth, my throat, my teeth, that sort of thing. And so that's how I kind of identify with something that comes in instantly. And then I know I need to communicate that to somebody else. And sometimes we have fears around communicating what we're feeling. And this is a big, big, big lesson that I think all of us are here on our journey to be working on, is how do I relay information to other people so that I can be clear in my thoughts and clear in my emotions, my feelings, and therefore um, just feeling energetically like we're not hanging on to anything. And think we get really excited when we have these gifts and they're new and we want to share it with everybody. Or it can be the opposite. I'm freaking out. People are going to think I'm weird. The ego comes in. And so that's more what the shadow work side is when we can start to identify with where we're nervous about something and how it's holding us back. So, a typical way we can identify, if we did a little exercise here with identifying with our physical bodies, for instance, a lot of people struggle with the way that they look, their weight, their skin color, their skin complexion, um, like their hair, their nose. These are ridiculous things to me, but this is how the ego will sometimes make us feel or think or hear or look through our eyes, or again, just like the feelings in our body, that something is different than what it actually is. It's not real. It's just something that's there to show you something, that there's an energy there that you need to work on. Okay. So it's really learning to listen inward instead of what everybody else is saying and doing. And this is really, really challenging to do because we live in a really, really, really complicated world right now where we're often taught to focus on external versus internal first. And so we hear this all the time, to love yourself, that sort of thing. But if you just if you just focus on one thing that you don't like about yourself, okay? I'm going to go with my nose. So feel free to share, is there something you don't like about yourself? And so you might hear something that says like your nose is ugly. You might actually hear that. Your nose is ugly. And or you might hear your nose is beautiful, okay? And just inside, you might hear that inner voice. And often the your nose is ugly comes in the strongest, okay? And this is ego energy. This is a voice inside of your head that's saying something negative, and then you actually believe it. But what you often won't hear, your nose is beautiful, right? Because it's our job to feed ourselves with that positive energy. So the ego is going to come in, and this is where it can get complicated, but the ego is going to come in and say, your nose is ugly. And then you have to identify with that that is ego energy. And it's your job to shift that energy over and again, affirm something positive, say something positive. Don't go and get a nose job because of it. Just start identifying with, okay, maybe there's a reason, and without analyzing too much, maybe there's a reason why my I don't like my nose, right? So the ego is also there to show us that there's some pain underneath there, that it's not about your nose, it's about how you feel about yourself. It might be your self-worth, self-love, that sort of thing. So we tend to just like pick ourselves apart often and let that ego like continue to do a vicious cycle. So aside from shifting the energy, we want to go deeper in identifying with what's underneath that layer. Okay. So if you continue to feed into that energy, there's going to be a lot of problems. You're going to have to do a lot of work. If you can identify with when something negative is coming in, um, that it's coming in, change and shift the energy of it, say positive things inside of your head, and then go deeper into why it was coming up in the first place because it's there to show you something. Okay. So we don't want to be like, ooh, anti ego. It's just the awareness of that we're always going to have things that we need to work on. And so we don't want to beat ourselves up over this. This is just called shadow work. We often will go through this shadow work period when we're going through major changes in our life. So, if you know any of my other videos, I discuss full moons, new moons a lot. Underneath my YouTube, I go on a bit about what full moons mean, full moon rituals, things like that. And I see this as a time of shadow work. But also, when new moons come in, sometimes that's a shadow work opportunity as well. And we just have to pay attention to um, where the energy is. If you're interested in astrology, you can go deeper into looking into the moon cycles. But what I've started doing is around new moons, I tend to focus on what I'm looking to attract. But again, everybody's different. And then full moons, I look at what I'm going to release. So, our full moon is going to be on the 22nd of August. I'm doing a full moon retreat, and I have someone else that I'm partnering up and doing that with. So August 23rd and 24th from 6:15 until 9 p.m. If you're interested in joining us, let us know. We're going to do a lot of work around this stuff. We're going to go into the Akashic records. My girlfriend does emotion code. We're going to do some meditations, theta healing, Reiki, sound healing, all kinds of stuff for you guys where you can just kind of be present, participate or not. It doesn't matter. But I do think it's important to start working on this stuff, even if it's by yourself, and really take time to be aware before the full moon comes up. I often, between the new moon and the full moon, I start to realize, oh my gosh, I've got some stuff coming up around here. And so as the ego is going to almost come in a little more strong around that time, it's going to start showing you, okay, is this reality or is this not reality? Are these just things that I'm feeling or thinking, or is this really happening? And that is called illusion, and it's called change. And emotions are going to be up and down, and you're going to be feeling it. So these things are coming up in your life to show you something. So if you journal, you can journal about these things. You can just take notes about it, mental notes. But just be mindful of kind of what themes are coming up for you when you're doing shadow work. Is it relationship related? Is it career related? Is it addiction related? That sort of thing. Family will often come up. That's a big one. So again, and again, how you look at your body, all of these things. Are you self-destructive? Often there are patterns of behaviors. They can be all different sorts of things that you just keep doing that you know you're not supposed to be doing. If it's procrastinating on your exercise plan, whatever it is. So these are all just things I'm just suggesting to start paying closer attention to. We have a new moon coming up on the 8th. I've already done a reading in relation to this. We have the Lionsgate portal for 2021, which is also really beautiful energy. Did a reading on that one as well. So I would suggest paying attention because today is the 4th. And this energy is coming up in 4 days. So you're going to start to feel these massive shifts. And we want to start preparing ourselves. So if you also watched my weekly related to um, the 2nd until the 8th, I discuss more about how to prepare ourselves for this energy. Okay. So I love you all. If you have questions, just comment underneath the video and also comment underneath all the YouTube videos as well when you have questions so I can respond to you that way. I also have a Reiki group, so if you're interested in healing energy, I do videos on there as well, and it's a great place to be able to post, ask questions, share things in relation to maybe your business or your experiences. All right. So good luck and take care, and thanks for watching. Bye for now.